Hello, America. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to my review of Family or Fiance Season 1, Episode 3. Just to let you know, I do have a podcast. It's called The Awkwardly Acceptable Podcast. You can find, oh shit. You can find, well, you can find that right here. And also, I'd like to tell you that I have music available that you can also find right up here. I did review the movie as it's like not a real review. Like I'm not like giving you like what the movie means because I'm not about to sit up here and do that. Okay, I already told you that. I told you that in the video. But I am just giving my opinion and what I thought about the movie. Okay, so if you like that, I have the one with spoilers and the one without spoilers. We see Falacia, Falasha. I don't know. I don't know. Every time they said her name, it stuck in my head for like 3 seconds and then it disappeared. So Falasha and Chris. Well, hold on now, because I don't know who I'm talking. We see Falasha and Chris. They met at church. He said that he was an usher at the church. He saw her and he liked what he saw. They've been engaged for 2 years. I don't know how long they have been together. She says that their relationship is healthy in their opinion, but his mother, it has an issue with her. Okay, she does have a child that Chris raises as his own. And I think he's been there for, I'm guessing they were together for 3 years, but they didn't really say. So, there's a cord on my leg and I just envisioned it being like a big old tarantula. Like, I'm not afraid of spiders or anything, but I'd probably be afraid of. I was really upset that she wore that plain gray tee. Like, I do have on a tank top right now, and I am going to be on, some people's computer screens, and I do realize that, but I'm not on national television. Okay? I'm not. I'm just not. He is Ghanaian and she wants to learn more about his culture, but and she feels like she could go over to visit his mother more. But she feels like his mother nitpicks everything that she does. He says it's not about disrespect, it's just more about culture. And his mother also thinks that he is not responsible, and he thinks is because he grew up in America, she grew up in Ghana, so culture shock. No, I'm not sure that's what it's called. She's going to bring her mother, her brother, and her friend. I should probably get these people's names, shouldn't I? But I did not. So I know them as her mother. Her brother's name was Anthony. I do know that name. And her friend. Her friend looked very cute. A bald head, a fade, a slit right there. Very. He is bringing his sister, his uncle, and his mother. His sister's name, his uncle's name was Kwame. I do realize that. I do remember that because he said Uncle Kwame, and I said okay. But that's it. They go, they see the house, they sit down with the counselor. The counselor asks if the mother does not give the blessing, are you able to still walk down the aisle? He says that he doesn't think that he's able to walk down the aisle. She says that she thinks that he is a mama's boy, and that if he's not going to walk down the aisle, then this relationship is not going to continue, because I'm not going to just date to date. So the counselor gives both of them tasks. For him, he has to sit down with his uncle to figure out why his uncle doesn't think he is ready to receive the blessing or to earn the blessing. And she has to go to an African clothing store with his mother and presumably his sister to take the first steps in learning their culture. She also said to the counselor that her mother is not going to go against her if her mother feels as though she's made a good choice, because she is able to let me go and let me live my life, unlike somebody else's mama in this room. But she said she wasn't throwing shade, but I mean, it was still a little bit of shade. So his mother sounded like she had an accent. Maybe she was from Jamaica or something. She says that she's happy to have the support because a lot of times she feels like it's her against his family, and she's just happy to have somebody in her corner to back her up. His family just comes through the door. I didn't hear them knocking. I didn't hear them ringing the doorbell. They just open up the door. They walk in the back. Um, his mother gives Falasha like this hello hug. I don't really think the two mothers, I don't know if they've met each other before, but they didn't really, you know, exchange anything or hug or anything. So it was like a really awkward meeting. They go around, Chris takes them around and this is how I know it was going to be some bull crap. Chris takes them around the house, and he's like, this is the closet that I built for her. And his mother is like, oh, so you building her a closet? Where's my closet? You never built me a closet. You should build me a closet first because I'm your mama. You wouldn't be here if it wasn't for me. And she was saying it in a not in a light tone, like it wasn't like, but it was still like, shut up. Honestly, sorry. Shut up, because like it don't even need to be like that. So they all sit down, and Falasha and Chris tell them that this is the time to voice your opinions and tell me why, or tell us why you have some concerns about this marriage. So his sister says that she hopes things can be worked out because she wants them ultimately to have a good marriage. Her friend says that she ultimately wants them to get the blessing of their parents, mostly his mama, because that's what's the most important. His uncle says that he needs to qualify for the blessing, prove his responsibility, and prove himself as a man. And his mother says that she doesn't think that he is ready because she knows her son, and she doesn't think that her son is ready. Her mother then says, well, if you loved your son like you said you did, that's what she said. If you loved your son like you said you did, then you would give him the blessing just because this is something that makes your son happy. His mother was like, okay, yeah, I love my son and all, but I'm not about to fake the funk, okay? If I don't if I don't approve of it, then big homie don't approve of it. We're talking about Chris, okay? Everybody is talking about Chris. Mind you, look at me. Look at me in my eyes. Everybody is talking about Chris. Then all of a sudden, his mother is like, well, I remember one time, me and Falasha was at church, and she ain't put her phone down when she was leading the children's ministry, and she was just on her phone, and I just don't even understand. And Chris was like, what? Like he got mad. He got real mad. He got real mad. Like he got really mad. And he got really, really mad. And he was like, I'm sick of you talking about this. I'm talking about this. What? Like he was like, this didn't happen 3-4 years ago. You keep bringing it up. You keep talking about it. This gonna have to die down, bro. Like it's gonna have to be a wrap on this. And he yelled at his mama, and it wasn't right. It wasn't right. So, you know, Falasha started to cry. Then her mother started to cry, seeing Falasha cry, and he had to walk away because he was heated, and it was just like the mother was like, well, see, this is it. His mother was like, you see, this is it. Like, you obviously ain't ready if you sitting up here yelling and fucking disrespecting me. She didn't cuss. His uncle, I did not write this part down, which is crazy, but his uncle is the one who comes out and says, listen, if you want to be a king, then you got to work on you. And if you want to get this blessing, then you come in here and do what the hell you need to do. So he walked in there, he listened to his uncle. He said that, but he did not go in there and apologize. Because I guess at that point, he was like, I said what I said. So he didn't go in there and apologize. He decides to go back in and address the family. And he tells his uncle that, so we are going to sit down. You're going to tell me what I need to do over these 3 days to prove to you that I am worthy of your blessing. And Falasha and my mother and my sister are going to go to a clothing store to get African garb and, experience that. So then Falasha and the mother and the sister are in the car. And I thought the mother said something about her having an attitude, but Falasha said something about like Chris just, being fed up and, not being able to like take it anymore basically and like just blowing up. And the mother was like, "Yeah, but you can't do that. This is like you got to be mature. You got to start somewhere to get somewhere." I mean, look, all I'm saying is everyone deserves respect. Everyone. And more people deserve maybe a little bit more or a lot more respect than other people in your life, but everybody deserves respect. And I didn't like how his mother was basically like, "Well, I'm about to tell you everything about you and bring up stuff like 3 years in the past, and then you about to listen and don't get no attitude and don't get mad and don't sit up here and like try to say something to me, because if you do, I'm gonna slap you and I'm gonna call you disrespectful and then I'm gonna walk away." And it's just like the uncle and Chris are sitting down. Uncle Kwame and Chris are sitting down. He tells him that he needs to apologize to his mother, and also he reiterates that he needs to work on himself. And once he works on himself, his mother will ultimately follow suit. The problem is not her, the problem is you. I guess so. I don't know. I don't know. I guess he did. I guess. I don't know. I don't know what to say. So I ain't gonna say no. Falasha is with his mother and his sister. She's asking what she can do to, bridge the gap and let them come together. And the mother says that she should have stepped in when her son was being disrespectful. Falasha then says, "Look, it's not my, I mean, like, yeah, of course, but like I can't like stop him and make him say sorry and like control his actions and his behavior." And then Falasha said, "Look, you deserve respect, but I deserve respect as well. And I'm not gonna be, treated disrespectfully. I remember I called you when you was sick and I was sick a couple of weeks ago and you didn't even call me. I wanted to come by and see you and you didn't even come by and see me. And that really hurt me." And she was crying like she really meant it, and she really just wants the acceptance of the man that she wants to spend the rest of her life with, mama. And why is that so hard? So then they get back to the place. Also, there was like this scene where his mother was putting I don't know the term, but putting like an African scarf on her and like rolling it up and making it look all cute. And it seemed to be a happy moment. And then they got into that argument. Well, it wasn't an argument, but it wasn't an argument, but it wasn't them seeing eye to eye. So they get back to the house. Her and her friend sit down. Her friend says that you are very strong. I never see you cry. I never see anything get to you. So when I saw you cry and then I saw your mama cry, I just knew that it was too much. And Falasha says that it's just sometimes gets to be a lot. Sometimes she thinks that the mother doesn't realize her actions and how they affect her, and how like she's just fighting for her damn love and the mama is not giving it. Okay, the mama is not giving it. So they sit down to eat, and literally all they did was eat. There was no talking, there was no chuckle, there was no damn cough at that table. There was only bowl scraping, and that's it. They literally did not say a word. So him and his sister sit down, and she says, "I feel like everybody in the house feels like mommy is like bitter, but she's not, and she has the best intentions at heart. And it was just us growing up, and she leaned on you and she looked at you as a king, and it's just like I feel like she's still holding on to that, but like when you yelled at her, I ain't like all that shit, basically." But and she was a little teary eyed. She was like, "You just need to apologize to her." And he apologized to his sister very quickly and said, "I'm sorry that I made you feel like this." But he didn't apologize to his mama until damn near the third. He also tells his sister that he has a lot to prove to his mother and that he knows that he needs to take like some you know, rah, you know what I mean, like some chutzpah. He needs some chutzpah. So they go see the counselor. I'm looking over at my phone. They go see the counselor, and she says that he needs to tell his mother how he feels and how he feels about Falasha is true and how Falasha makes him feel. And he's like, he needs his mother to be more mature. And she said, well, you need to tell her that. And he like, if I tell my mama she needs to be more mature, she might kill me. And so the counselor is like, well, look, if she kills you, then I'll tell you to die, because the part of you that's dying is that little boy, and now you becoming a man. So he was like, oh, that's deep. My husband said that was deep too. I mean, I guess it's deep, y'all. Falasha, Chris, and his mother sits down. I don't know why Falasha is even in this, because it's not like about you, but she was there. He says it was very eloquently delivered. He said, what did you want from me when I was born? And she said, for you to have the best. And he said, okay, well, I feel like I'm doing my best. I feel like I'm, I'm, I'm at my very best right now. And I feel like Falasha makes me better. And she helps me to achieve my best. And I just want to let you know that Falasha gonna be like my number one. And then Falasha's like, I don't know what happened. They started talking about an attitude, and Falasha's like, okay, but like, he chose me, we chose each other, and I just don't want you to blame me for things that he did. And then she like, okay, I'm gonna leave, because she never needed to be there. So he says, you're my mother, I'm never gonna leave you out in the cold, I'm never about to like hurt you or like neglect you or like throw you away. Like, you've raised me, you were my mother and my father, like I love you, but like I need to do this, I need to marry this woman, this is what I want to do. So the mother sits there, she's listening, she's shaking her head, and then she like, I'm not ready. And he said, and walked away. He like, I've come to you, I've laid out my heart, and you can't even accept it. Like, come on. So he walks away. Then they gather all around for dinner, and they answer their questions, and they have like a really nice, genuine, good dinner. It's like really nice. Everybody is interacting, everybody is happy, everybody is, you know, joking and laughing, answering questions. It was just a really good vibe. All of the families hanging out together. We see Uncle Kwame and her brother Anthony hanging out together. And they just, talking about just leave it all out on the table. If it don't work out, at least you said you did it. And it's just like, even y'all having a good time. It's just all a good time. And so this is now, I think they went back to the counselor, and he said that his mother was a little bit on the defensive side, but he knew that she was listening to him. That was the first time that he stood up for Falasha to his mother. And that was the first time that he felt like she was actually listening to him and he was being heard. So he like, and she like, this is a breakthrough, bro. Like, you doing it, you living your life, like you out here, bro. So they go and they get the blessings. She has on her African influence, he has on his shirt, and he basically says, I love you, ma, I love all of y'all. Falasha gonna be my wife, kind of regardless of what happens here. But I do still want to have your blessings. Um, so basically the brother said yes. The friend said yeah, but it don't really matter what I think. It's more up to the parent. She was looking over at his mama. The uncle says yes. The uncle said that he's earned his blessing. The mother says yes. Her mother says yes. And his mother ultimately says yes, but then turns around and says, but I can take away my blessing if you're disrespectful or if you don't like treat me with the utmost respect. And I mean, I'm going to treat you with the utmost respect, but like I don't know. Maybe because I used to just talk. I'm a talker. Okay. I do have a not a smart mouth. It's just like I'm not going to just not say what I feel like saying. I don't know. But they did get married. Uncle Kwame was the officiating pastor, or he married them. And Renee, that's his mama's name. Renee. Renee was very happy to welcome her daughter. And she hugged her and called her daughter in love. And I was like, oh, this was the first good one. Out of all, I mean, it's only been three, but those two were horrible. This was the first good one that made me say, wow, if you have a strong foundation, you will ultimately have a strong marriage. Okay. Okay. With that, I'm a little bit sleepy. I'm going to edit this video. My name is Brielle. Whoa. No. If you all like this review, you can like, comment, and subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, videos, music, all that stuff. You can find it down below. My name is Brielle. I make beats. I sing songs. If you like what you see, come on along. I know I messed up my ending, but I'm really sleepy. So if y'all done heard this, then just don't worry about it. Bye.